What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Wrestlemania 25, the 25th anniversary of my 39 WrestleManias and 39 days. We are approaching the final fourth here of the WrestleManias, and this one features arguably the worst WrestleMania main event in a while. Anyway, we've had some pretty good main events here, but not a good one here. But it also includes my all-time favorite match, and I cannot wait to discuss that one. It's going to be our match review today. I've kind of already spoiled that in a previous one, but we will, of course, get to that in due time. In the meantime, here we are with our rating scales, our matches behind me. Over on the far side there, we have Rob's notes, a little bit shorter this time, since there's only 8 matches here. Of course, we also have the title card at the top there. Rob's letter grades are from A to F, A, B, C, D, and F. Meanwhile, I have mine as numbers because it's a bit easier and it's a bit more universal that way. 10-9 is an A, 8-7 is a B, 6 through 4 is a C, 3 and 2 is a D, 1 and 0 is an F. Let's get right to it. Opening up with this year's Money in the Bank match between CM Punk, Christian, Finlay, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. That is a lot of names. Kingston's Mania debut, it was absolutely phenomenal. Kofi Kingston was eccentric in this match. He was electric. He was absolutely acrobatic. His athleticism was on display. Easily the biggest highlight of the match. CM Punk won his second Money in the Bank in a row. Shelton Benjamin had a big flip off the ladder, but honestly, this match is missing that single spot, if you will, that separates it from the rest. It wasn't nearly as good as the previous ones have been. I still gave it a 7, of course. Rob did as well. So it's still going to get a good rating here, but it was definitely the worst of the 4 or 5 so far. Again, still a fun match, still fun to watch, still fun to see the car wreck, if you will. But it was missing a lot that you had seen in previous Money in the Banks, and it almost seemed like they were running out of ideas, which is interesting because I prefer modern Money in the Bank matches over what we got here. And honestly, I think part of it was the fact that we kept seeing the same people in the match, and we didn't get new ideas or new things added to it. We got Kofi Kingston this time, but you got Kane and Mark Henry in a ladder match. What are they going to do? You know, you got Shelton Benjamin in another ladder match. You've got CM Punk winning again. You've got Finlay back. Christian, I believe, is newer. And of course, again, as I said, Kofi Kingston, but I don't know. I don't know if this match was missing new faces. I don't know if this match was missing more time, because I think it's one of the shorter ones too. Just seemed to not have everything the previous ones had. Showing a sign of going downhill, if you will. Next up, we have the Miss WrestleMania 25 Women Battle Royal with Alicia Fox, Beth Phoenix, Bria Nikki Bella, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Jillian Hall. Don't know how the hell she got in there. Joy Giovanni, Katie Leah, Kelly, Layla, Maria, Maurice, Melina, Michelle McCool, Mickey James, Miss Jackie, Molly Holly, Natalia, Rosa Mendez, and Sunny. I didn't realize until I had gotten about halfway through that this was in alphabetical order. That's kind of funny. Didn't realize that until I got to the K's. This sucked. So many great divas. Oh, that's right. I missed the important one here. I'm sorry, that's not all of them. Tiffany, Tori Wilson, Victoria, because my line had kind of went down, so I missed those names there. The most important one, Santina Marella, or Santino Marella, dressed as a woman. So many great divas, and they boil this down to Santina Marella in a dress to win. You didn't give it to a diva. You didn't give it to a rising star that could have used this as a way to put more faces on them and have a WrestleMania moment. You took that away from 24 divas and gave it to Santino Marella. Stupid decision. Absolutely dumb. Wasn't entertaining. 5 minutes wasted. Honestly, the only good part about this match is it was only 5 minutes long. Rob gave it an F. I'm giving it a 0, flat out, 100%. It was absolutely wasteful. Again, if the match is bad, I'll still give it a 1. This match was a waste of time. It was degrading. It was... degrading might be a bit harsh, but it was just absolutely pointless. And again, it just took a moment away from 24 people who could have benefited from it, and it made it a laughable joke of a match. So, 0 out of 10. Next up, we have Chris Jericho versus 3 legends, Jimmy Snuka, Ricky Steamboat, and Roddy Piper. Snuka looked horrible. Absolutely dreadful. That man had been so far past his prime, it wasn't funny. Piper looked slow. Powerful, stiff, but slow. Steamboat? Ricky Steamboat? My God, the man decided to turn back the fountain of youth. Absolutely phenomenal what that man did in this match. He's immortal. He was doing moves he was doing 25 years ago, and was doing them like he was just like he was in his prime. His body looked older. He did not move older. The fact that Snuka was eliminated first off the walls of Jericho. Jericho did good to at least make Piper look decent, but you could tell Piper was stiff and didn't look great. Couldn't save Snuka's performance, but him and Steamboat just absolutely made magic happen. So much so that when I was looking up like this match and like the reactions to it online because of how much I enjoyed it, found out that Ricky Steamboat and him ran this match back as a singles match in Backlash this year. The Backlash after this WrestleMania. And they actually had a pretty decent feud between the two of them. And I read that the Backlash match was absolutely phenomenal. They also ran this match at multiple house shows, one of which Steamboat actually won in his hometown in South Carolina. I was told to look up that house show. I haven't, unfortunately, yet. I meant to, but I just haven't had time. But I was told that the match was phenomenal. The crowd reaction, just based on some things I saw online, apparently, like, it sounded like a sold-out show, like a pay-per-view show. The pop was that loud. So, that's pretty cool. Surprisingly good bout at the end. Hurt a lot by a horrible beginning. I gave this match a 5 out of 10. Basically because of him and Steamboat, they saved this match from being a 1 out of 10. Unfortunately, couldn't give this match a higher grade just because of just how bad Snuka was. I mean, it was beyond boring. It was disappointing and disturbing to see that poor man try to fight. It just wasn't good at all. So, Rob looks like he agreed there, gave his match a C as well, so that is where it'll go. 5 out of 10. Next up, we have an Extreme Rules match between Jeff and Matt Hardy, the brother versus brother match. Again, a highly anticipated matchup. A match consisting of typical Hardy moments, just with them hitting it on each other this time instead of on someone else. Lots of weapon shots. I feel like it was missing some heat. It was basically just the Hardy Boys going, all right, we're going to hit this spot. All right, now how do we get to this next spot? Okay, this is how we get to the next spot. They didn't draw anything out, which you probably would have expected to, given the story going in. You would have expected some emotions, some story, some, like, conversations, some, like, pace the match a little bit. Like, embrace what's happening here. Embrace the space. Like, the Usos are going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania 40, and I can guarantee you they are going to embrace the space, and they are going to tell a story. These two could have hit these same spots while telling the story and made this match a 10 out of 10 classic. Instead, we got another example. The Hearts, back on WrestleMania 10. They hit their moves. It was a heart versus heart match that you expected, with heat, with some story mixed in, with conversation, with emotion happening there. And it made that match a 10 out of 10 classic. This match was missing it. Great spots. The leg drop onto Matt Hardy, which is sandwiched in between two chairs. Jeff Hardy jumping off a 20-foot ladder, missing the leg drop, and then getting twist-a-faded while his head was inside of a chair. So he twist-a-faded and jammed the chair down. Like, those were great spots. Missing the heat. I gave this match a 7 out of 10. Rob gave this match a 7 out of 10 as well. So it looks like me and Rob are on the exact same mind wave on almost every single match here so far. So this is definitely trending in the right direction. Tells that I'm not crazy when I say this match is missing something. But it's still a fantastic match nonetheless. Anything 7 or above is a great match. You know what I mean? So, great match. Just missing a little bit more that could have put it up at that A level. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio versus JBL for the Intercontinental title. Rey Mysterio would win it. The only reason that this match is remotely relevant to any degree is it is the final match of JBL's career. I no longer have to see this man fight for the foreseeable future, if at all, actually. Thank God. I've said it before. I will reiterate it here once again. JBL at WrestleMania is a waste of your time. If you see JBL on the card, skip it. They're all avoidable, except this one, because I got some great enjoyment out of seeing JBL finally scream, "I quit." I've seen the clips before, but I had actually forgotten about this match. And I forgot, I'd seen it before growing up, but again, that was a long time ago. So it was sort of a refresher here. I've seen the clip a million times, when like the most surprising WrestleMania moments. But it gave me going through this review and watching all these WrestleManias in a row and having to sit through the boring APA matches and the boring JBL WrestleMania matches gave me a special sense of joy seeing him say, "I quit." It really did. He just shit-talked the crowd the entire time, snuck attack Rey. Rey hit him with one move, 619, that's it. 21 seconds, Rey Mysterio won the Intercontinental title match. This would be given a 1 out of 10 if it didn't result in the iconic JBL "I quit." I gave this match a 3 out of 10 because of that. Extra 2 points for JBL taking his bullying ass away because apparently he was fucking awful backstage. So they were happy he was gone too. I gave this match a 3 out of 10 because of that. Rob gave it a 1. We'll put it at a 2. You know what I'm saying? Shit-sucking match. Horrible match. But he quit. He's gone. He's saved. And that gets a bonus point. Fuck you, JBL. For wasting my damn time. And for being a dick. Also, again, it's very heavily reported he was just a toxic character backstage too. Next up we have Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, my favorite match of all time. Given that it's my favorite match, you would think I'd have a lot more notes on here than I do, but you know what? These notes don't matter. Because we're going to go talk to Rob. And I'm going to make Rob sit through my all-time favorite match, once again, in today's match review. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the now brighter match review, since Rob actually purchased lighting for this. We are here to review Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Speaking of Rob, this is Rob, in case you guys haven't realized who I speak to for 25 WrestleManias now. But we are here to talk about, as I said, my all-time favorite match. This expression on Undertaker's face is basically my expression for 50% of this match. Just absolutely just mind-boggled. You know, and of course, you know, again, as I've said before, these are the WrestleManias that I watched live. The last one that I watched live is not the next match between these two, but the match the year after that, when he fought Triple H the first time, was the last WrestleMania that I watched live. So, little 16, 15-year-old me losing his shit during this match. I loved Undertaker. Of course, you know, I used to play all the, like, SmackDown versus Raw games and stuff like that growing up. So, I fully understood the world of wrestling at this time. So, this match, pissing my pants as a kid. As an adult, I almost leaped off my chair like 3 times watching this. I knew it was going to happen, but it's just, this is the pinnacle of story and action and emotion and work rate and ring psychology and limb psychology and fighting outside the ring and inside the ring. And yeah, this match is one of the very few matches that I think ticks off every single box. It's not this match, you know what? This was a 10 out of 10. This match is a 10 out of 10, no questions asked. It's obviously
first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, this match, first ballot Hall of Fame. This match, phenomenal. I've already explained why I like it so much. Now, is this match in your top 5? Because I know you had a top 5 list at one time. Is this match in your top 5 list? Where is it at on your top 5 list? And why isn't it number 1?
Well, okay, so like I said, back in 17 and a little bit of 18 with the TLC matches, I've always listed that one as my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Biased 100%. I fucking loved the Hardy Boys. That's why I rank it my number 1. But this Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker match, I would say that this is on my Mount Rushmore of
so at least
matches.
top 4.
Yeah, I would say this TLC at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Savage Steamboat.
And then that triple threat with Chris Benoit.
Yeah, triple threat with Chris Benoit. Yeah, and then Rock vs. Stone Cold.
Which one? The middle one's my favorite. The second one's my favorite between those three.
Dude, yeah, they're so good.
The second one was the best. Third one, they were just too injured. Stone Cold was suffering too many injuries on that third run. It was still great, but
I would say number 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
With this match here, I think the reason that I love this match so much is, I mean, I even flat out said that I wish that I could add an 11 for this, an S rank, because this match is so good. But I think the thing about this match that makes it the best for me is that it's the most real feeling match. They're 100% out the gun. So it's already an A before it even gets to the point where he flies off and lands on the camera guy, right? The match slows down considerably at that point to where now the moves are more impact-based. They've already beat the shit out of each other. The selling in this match is so good that you could tell that there is almost nothing left at the end. Obviously, he repeats this formula for the Triple H matches later on, but almost to a point of this is uncomfortable to watch at times with the Triple H matches. Both of them. Because the second one, it's the reverse. Triple H is the one that's about to pass out and can't walk out of the ring after the match. So this match felt real. They were both even. There was no last-ditch move to win at the end. It was a phenomenal back and forth, a finisher frenzy. He kicks out of the tombstone in this picture right here. Takes a second tombstone to beat him. You could tell that Shawn Michaels retires when he still has energy left, right? He didn't wait too long. Obviously, this is not his retirement match. That's the next one. But even still, it's in his last year of competition. And he didn't leave when his body's failing him. He's still able to carry a beautiful match here. And, yeah, like I said, even when it slows down, like some people argue that the match kind of slows down almost too much towards the end, but I thought it felt real. It felt important. It felt like these were two larger-than-life people beating on each other and literally exhausting themselves to win.
I felt like it had to slow down because it can't just go as hard as it did the whole time.
No, I agree.
Do I think certain parts may have been drawn out longer than others? Sure.
And I think most people are used to, again, I don't see how you could feel this way with the Shawn Michaels match, but I feel like most people were used to slow starts, fast finishes, which is a really common WWE formula that you see a lot.
Triple H matches.
Triple H matches are always that way. They're always slow starting. They always have a lot of build up, and then you start to figure out, okay, how is this match going to be different in the second half based on where they hit each other, what they hit each other with. This match is 100% out the gate. And I think that's very different compared to a lot of your other matches that you see. And I also think that adds to the originality of this match and why this match stands out so much in my head anyway. And why I think this is on most people's top 5 list.
I think it's the second Shawn Michaels Taker match where I read that Undertaker gets carted off because he was so exhausted.
That's the first Triple H match.
Oh, it's the first Triple H. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so 2 from now. Or 2 from this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, of course, I would love to know. Obviously, we mentioned when we did 17 now we're back here with our favorite matches. I would love to know what your guys' favorite matches are and where this match ranks on your list. But, God, there's so many things that happen in this match. It's hard to really name one spot that's like my favorite spot in the match. But it might be the Shawn Michaels kick out of the first Tombstone, because you don't see that ever before.
Oh,
this.
when he does the tongue, when Undertaker does the tongue.
Yeah, he never. Yeah. No one ever kicks out when he does the tongue, but he kicked out this time, and that of course led to this face.
Right.
But is there a spot that sticks out for you in this match, or is it the same?
I mean, with 99% of the internet wrestling community, it's the dive onto the cameraman. That's the one spot that made my jaw go, holy shit, Taker almost killed himself. And, you know, hearing the crunch of the camera breaking, I mean, you can tell it's the camera, but then you have to sit back and think to yourself, did he hit his head on that? Did he hit his arm, shoulder when he rolled onto it? How Shawn Michaels didn't feel the need to, when Taker dove, to kind of guide his head or shoulders, it's a little bit beyond me. That's the one part that stood out. I mean, on top of the kickouts in this meme. Because
this beautiful meme.
Yep.
But anyway, to avoid this going on too long, because I could talk about this match forever, any closing remarks from you?
Like and subscribe, or will Sweet Chin music you?
Back to me. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and Rob there. Again, 10 out of 10. Rob gave it an A, so regardless of whether he feels like it's a 10 or a 9, it's still going to be a 10. Like I said in the review, man, I wish I could make it an 11 for it. This match is that good. It would fit an 11. That's just my personal opinion. But, yeah, just absolute perfection. Absolutely perfection. But we'll move on here. Next up is John Cena versus Edge versus Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. I actually really liked Big Show in this match. For multiple reasons. Big Show, he helped push the action. And this was some of the most excellent offense that he's done. Of course, he's fighting against Edge and John Cena, which can A, take his offense, and B, make his offense look good. He can be a little bit more, I don't want to say stiff, but he can do more things because he's A, safe, and he knows that Edge and John Cena are going to take care of themselves and him. A luxury he doesn't have against a lot of other people. Overall, another standard triple threat match, which unfortunately is becoming a little bit formulaic in these WrestleManias. They take one person out, and you have a solo match between two of them, and then they rotate around. Big Show gets tied up in the ropes for a little while, and they fight amongst themselves in front of him, and it was a reason to take him out of the match for a second, and it just, I don't know, it was okay. This match was okay. A little bit disappointed, I'll be honest, given that it's John Cena and Edge and Big Show and the titles involved. Some great offense overall, but the only real memorable moment of the match was the double attitude adjustment finish to both contestants. Didn't love this match, didn't hate it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Rob agrees with me, C+, so 6 out of 10 for him too. So again, not a terrible match, but a match that was just kind of there for most of it. Which again, not bad. It's C+, but not great. Like the other three matches that are up there are. Next up, and finally, we have Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Triple H was the title holder. He ended up winning this match as well. This story going into this match was prime 2009 Randy Orton heel, which everyone says, and it's a common agreement, that Randy Orton 2009 is the most sinister, disgustingly evil heel we have ever had on the WWE. Roman Reigns is the best heel overall, from a character aspect and everything like that. But Randy Orton in 2009 was on another level of just... It was demon time, if you will. To take a quote from someone else, it was demon time. He was vindictive. He was evil. He'd hit anyone. He'd punt anyone. Man, woman, hornswoggle. Didn't matter. He was hitting them all. And he had literally knocked Stephanie unconscious. While Triple H is, and again, this is before the match. Triple H is handcuffed to the turnbuckle, and he makes out with Stephanie McMahon. Like, I think 2 or 3 weeks before this match. This should have been a 10-minute ball-busting brawl. And we got a 23-minute drawn-out chore. This match is infamous amongst most people for being one of the worst WrestleMania main events, solely because of the story build-up. This match should have been a beatdown. There should have been blood. I know this was like the beginning of the PG era, I believe, so of course we couldn't get all that. But this should have been a bloody mess. The punt to set up the finisher into a sledgehammer shot behind the ref's back, a pedigree to finish after a series of hard fists was good, but the stipulation doomed this match. If Triple H got disqualified or counted out, he lost the title. And it ruined what should have been a bloody dismantling of one or both parties. I don't understand why they handcuffed themselves to a bad match. There was no redeeming this match and making this match what it should have been the moment that stipulation was made. The story was great. The drama in the match had sections of great moments, but the pacing was so bad it ruined the entire thing. Easily going to be down. Go down as one of the worst main events. Again, like I said, it's kind of a common understanding that it is that already. Me and Rob both gave us a C-, which is shocking because that means me and Rob have actually agreed with this entire card. I don't think that's ever happened before. I don't think it's ever happened before. But me and Rob literally agree with the entire card here. This was a disappointing match. The great spots are great, but it's like 2 minutes of a 23-minute match. You could argue that this match is even lower than a 4, but I gave it a 4, Rob gave it a 4, so that's where it's going to go. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this the most disappointing main event in WrestleMania history? There's definitely some contenders, and there's definitely some that we've rated lower, but I don't think any of those had the story that this one had going in to just absolutely drop the ball. So, in my opinion, the best match of all time and the most disappointing main event, not the worst, but the most disappointing main event, both came on the same card, which is a real, absolute best of both worlds. So, let me go ahead and grab my handy dandy calculator out and see what this WrestleMania is actually going to average out to. This WrestleMania is going to average out to a 5.13, which is so disappointing when you have a 10 out of 10 all-time classic on here and a 0 on the same card. Horrendous match, not the worst match of all time. That's coming up in a few WrestleManias. It's here, don't you freaking worry, it's coming. But it's not here. The best WrestleMania match of all time, one of the worst, one of the most disappointing. What a card. Anyway, guys, y'all have a good night. I will see you all tomorrow with WrestleMania 26. Until then, have a good night.